can't say that lid isn't on there nice and tight. Let's see what the consistency was of this paint too. Seems okay. I wanted to see if I thought it was a little too thick for background paint. I think it's okay. Oh, there's might be a little leakage on this. Oh, it might be the bottle itself. Is it coming out of there? Oh, I think it is. Oh, that's no good, huh? Alright, well, I'm going to switch this bottle then. So I got these new bottles, and apparently this one, which I did not notice, the very first one, it's got a little thing on it that's leaking paint. So we'll probably want to be switching that one. Let's hope some of the other ones are in good shape. Look at another one here. Well, I can't say I see any problem there. It's possible I got the one dud in the whole thing. It's a shame to send them back for that, though. I'll see how I feel. See about the other ones. I'll examine the other ones in more depth. But we are not off to a good start with the new bottles. But the other thing I wanted to see, which I'm not seeing with this, so I'm glad, is if there was problems with that white paint. So I was having some problems with the other container and coming out with gooky skin sort of stuff. So I wanted to try one again, only with the new white paint, and see what with the new white paint in a fresh container, and see what we ended up with. Oh, now it's sort of not coming out either. Okay, that's weird. Maybe it had another skin in there. Very strange. The mystery is afoot, Watson. Alright, let's go ahead and... So basically this is going to be rather a short session in a sense, although I hope we end up with something really awesome. But primarily what I wanted to do was test out this white paint and see what I thought. Did not think I was testing out the jars to that extent. I won't lie, a little disappointed that that jar is doing that. That should not be a thing it does. I'm just going to try and cover this all. Make sure there's no spots on there that don't have paint. Looks pretty good. Looks nice and smooth. I'm just going to see here what might actually be blocking that. Probably just pour a little bit right on there. Don't really need the nozzle for this. I wanted to see what the flow was like, but I don't really need it for this particular thing. I'm glad to know that in general this paint seems okay, because I just ordered another big bottle of it thinking it was fine, and then I used it and got a bunch of skins on it. Then I second guessed myself, and then stuff happened. It was all a thing. Alright, I'm going to put some darker color down here, like I like to do. I don't like it to be too light all the way down. Let's get some general darker colors in there. So far so good. We'll see how it dries. The problem with this paint is it goes on, as you see, it looks so thick, but most of that's water, and it evaporates and it dries very thin. And if there is any debris in the paint, it shows right on up there. Which, you know, a little bit here or there doesn't really hurt anything, but rather not be there. Don't want lumpy paintings. Okay, so now let's see what we want to do here. I'm going to try over here, I think. So we'll just do some colors here. And then I'm going to get out the blower and we'll blow on it. And then we'll just see what it looks like, since, like I said, I'm primarily here just experimenting with the with the paint itself today, and seeing what we got here. There's enough of it, let me tell you. Now this one here, I'm going to pour a little bit to the side, because sometimes even after I shake that, it doesn't seem to work right. Oop. I was thinking of putting, I'm not sure, I was thinking of putting a little bit of this mint green in there. I don't even know why, but I think I will. If it comes, it doesn't want to come out. Is it coming? It's coming. Oh, there it comes. Just going to put that on the bottom right there. I think I might put a little bit of dark over here. A little bit in the center. Put a little bit of a blob of this in the center. And just maybe a dot of black. Just one dot. I can find the black. I looked over there thinking I'd see the black, and I did not. So let's see if we see it here. Oh, there it is. Found it. Hiding. Oh, it's very dark, so it tends to hide. I'm going to put some over in here. Dot in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and we're just going to use the blower and just kind of blow around in there. Okay. Oh, there's where that went. Just fell off something over there. Where did it fall off? Fell off that one. Now we've got it. I can replace it with those new bottles if they're not going to leak like that. Okay. Oh, goodness. I didn't do it yet. This is pretty nice, but there's just so much paint on it. Way more paint than what we need here. So I'm just going to try and roll some off there. Not a fan of some of this, gotta say. Don't really like those bubbles. They're off to the side, right there. Not really thrilled with those. Some lacing can be really pretty, but that isn't. That wouldn't be it, really. Let's see if we can bring this down a little bit this way. Just sort of stretch. I'm going to do a combination of pouring off and stretching those bubbles. And there's a little bit of weirdness there. That may be okay though. Depends on where it is on the canvas. I can't say I'm in love with this so far, but I can't say it's a complete and utter failure either. It lies in between there. There's some weird breakages there that aren't particularly nice. But there's some interesting things going on too. I'm going to try this one more time with this dark. Kind of interesting there. Hang on a second. Get the little guy out. See if he wants to play today. Sometimes he hasn't been working so well lately. Which is all on me. I don't take care of these things as well as I should. No, I don't mind that. That looks a little like a mountain thing coming up there, which I don't mind particularly. I'm not sure about what the heck happened there. I don't know. There's still so much paint here. After this, we'll have to look underneath and see if there's anything we want to do anything with. Okay. And what I think I'd like to do is bring this one way or the other, or both. Do a little of some, a little of the other. It's coming a little fast. Let's bring it down. I'm going to keep bringing it down, I think. Might put a little too much color on there, I gotta say, in proportion to the white. Well, that's a little bit better. That's a little better. We almost got like a Seascape vibe going on there. That we might be able to pull out there. I'm thinking this could look like a bluff there. If we could make this look a little more like ocean, we might be able to get something going there. Hang on. This part I think is okay. This part here, if we want that to look like bluff, I think we've got to pull it a little more into shape. A little weirdness right there. I'm not sure what that is. And probably what we'd want would be some sort of horizon line. This looks okay to me. That looks a little odd. I think overall we'd want to almost break that up. Although that could be like a more of a rocky area coming out there, and that could be more of a distant one. So it could work. These could even be little rocks. I think for this scheme to really take off, you'd need a horizon line there, which we might be able to put in there. I'd like to bring this a little bit more down on this side too. We already now I'm going to suffer from that. We poured off so much, there's none left to pour off. Oh, I kind of destroyed that a little more than I meant to. Well, that's what happens there in those things. I might put this all together, make that one big thing. This here. That might be the easier way to go. And then even put the horizon line down more like here. Like if we cut it off there, even here. Let's see what we got here. That sky is slanting up a little bit. You know what that could almost be as a reflection. If you cut this off, whoop, I don't know, paint there. So that could almost be a reflection of, if you put in a water line here, that could almost be a reflection of that. Not sure what I'm doing with that, just messing around with it, I guess. Hawks out there. Then it could be almost more like a lake, even. But I think we could manage. These look a lot like waves here with the blue. Could put a little bit of a foam line in there, I think. Get the puffy thing out here. I'm going to use this one. And there, what we want to do almost like cut this off here. Then that looks a little bit like a reflection of that. And then maybe put a little bit of a line of light. If we can get the lid back up. There we go. A line of light, whoop, all along there. I'm going to swipe that first, but I'm going to try the blower. Let's see if we can bring that over. And this here, we want to turn that back into clouds. We can bring one in there. Okay, I think that will probably do it. And then this, we want to just bring a horizon line in there. I'm going to try tilting it again slightly. Don't want to bring that bluff over there too far. You have to tilt it the other way as well. Okay. And for this scheme to work, what we wanted was the water line to be roughly here, I think. And then you can just cut along in here and here. It's okay if it sort of fades out, and that's not a problem. That's kind of pretty there. I don't like that. That is not bad. Then I think what I'd like to do is maybe a little line of foam there. I think we'd have a pretty good scene. Oh, let me see if you guys can start. Are you guys still in frame okay? Yeah. Oh, didn't do bad for that, huh? All right, let's see if we can do a line of foam right along where this blue is here. Really want that to peek up like that. Let's see if we can mess with that a little more. Let's mess around with that water line a little bit. It's fine. The only thing I'd say is I'd sort of like this to be a little more straight across looking. And I'm not sure we can pull that off with what we have to work with. But you can see. And use a stick or a swiper or something, see if we can just give it a little bit more of an across look instead of that tilted look. But overall, it's not bad for a little quickie experiment with the paint, is it? We might have quite a bit of paint underneath. I'm going to have to look at that in a minute. The other thing we could do is maybe add another color in here. We probably have a lot of paint we poured off. This is sort of a big boring section to me. Oh, one thing I'd like to do, let's knock that right off the table, is the horizon line looks like it's going downhill slightly. Just like me and the horizon line. We have much in common. See if we can just straighten that out a little bit. I have to do that after the fact. You often do with the horizon line and pour paint because the paint moves, you know. But there, we got a nice little section there. The bluff looks good. That's like a little reflection of the bluff there, so I like that. I think I'd like to get a little bit more of a water line here where that bluff is. Let's see if we can just pour that along in there. Maybe even bring in some rocks or something in there. I'd like to get a little bit more water. Something to work with there. Looks a little more like foam. Put a little more of the white in there. What I'd like to do, I think, is look underneath here and see if I want to add some colors in that section to make it more interesting. Well, most of the colors there are those lavenders, which I don't think would be of much help. If I move it off to the side, though, we do have a little of the darker blues. We might be able to swing in some of those. Just over in here where it just gets a little boring color-wise. There's not a lot going on there, and sort of gets sort of a weird mauve color. That this part here one is okay. But then I just wanted to break up that color, those colors a little more, kind of bring them in a little better. Looks like it might be getting a little gooey to work with, so we might have to hold off doing anything else. I'm not sure if the blower is the right implement for this, but I'm going to try it. Sometimes it works well for ocean, sometimes not as well. It almost be like an extra little cresting wave now that wasn't there before. So that's sort of interesting. More interesting than what was there. Let's see if we can pour that. Can we move that without moving the other stuff too much? Not sure we can. Don't want to move that other stuff too much for the sake of a little bit boringness in the water. Which I think it's actually a little more interesting now anyway. So now that looks a little bit like a wave coming up there. Could maybe add more dark paint. Okay, just going across there, probably a good way to go. Let's see if we can grab enough to get all the way across over in here. Maybe we might be able to level that out and make this look almost like a foamier region with the dark water in between where the foam is. Might be able to pull that off. Can only try. We're getting a little bit of a line of paint there. A line of darker paint. And I'm going to try that blower again on that side. Forgot what I was doing there. Just gonna come across with that. I may leave that up there. Maybe put, you know what we could do is put a little bit of foam at the top of that. All along there, you could have a little foam breaking on the top as well. That might be interesting. Let me get the thicker white for that. I think what I might do, I'm going to turn this around so that I have a little section to work with there that's got the lighter paint. And then we're going to turn the whole thing around. There we go. And I think I can move this screen as well. Down a little bit. Okay, now actually I've got a bit of white there anyway. I'm going to add this other white in there. This is a pre-mixed white, and it's just a little thicker than what I normally mix, because generally speaking I mix my white a little thinner because I'm using it underneath stuff. but in this case, not so much. So I think what I'd like to do is maybe come along here and add like some foamy stuff along the top of this, as if that were a new wave breaking there. So you can sort of see some foam. Then we'll blow that out. Then I wanted to put some foam maybe down here too. So we have like basically layers of waves coming in there. And you can see the foam there. Maybe a little bit more down in here. I wasn't satisfied with the amount of foam I had there. Maybe a little more. Over there. All right, let's try a little bit more with the blower and see what we can get interest-wise going here. What I need to do, it's almost too thick. A little bit more work with that. This same thing. I'll have that down in here. I can't get that to move at all. Might have to get off the straw. Weird thing happened right here with this foam. Almost like it made a little line of white in a bizarro manner. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just drop a little more white on here. That might be the way to go. I'll try that one. Maybe the paint just got a little thin there or something. Who can say? That still didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. I'll try just patting that even. I think it's suffering from not enough paint there, I really do. It didn't have any underneath or something, so it didn't have, when I went to blow on it, it didn't have anything really to blow. The only thing I'd say is I think down here, that should have maybe some lines of foam or something. I think I'll get a small swiper. I'm going to move this whole thing down a little bit too. That'll work. Overall though, I'm pretty happy with this. Just said for a quick little, let's throw that together. So, how did that all fall on the floor? Well, you can say. At least if I got more swipers over here. Yes, I do. So what I'd almost like to do here, well, first I'll get that off my cloud, is maybe work along in here and just put things that look like little foamy things in here. I want to mix them in. I want them to sort of stick out there. And then they can sort of mix in as they dry. For now, I want it to look like little bits of foam in here. Turn it on the smaller side here. That'll also make that section look a little less boring. We add some foamy things in there. And do I want to put any more down in here? We could do. Let's try and fix that up there. I'd like to put a little sweep of blue in there. I think I might. Let's go ahead and finish up. Do I need to do any more in here? Oh, I could do more in here with this too if I want. Just a little bit more room in here. Make that clear that that's where that ends. And the other part's just reflection. Right now I had a big old dollop of blue. Here we go. And I would like to put that right in here. I'd like to have something a little more interesting color-wise in here. And it'll also enable me to take a moment and kind of straighten this out a little bit. And the paint coming off though. Make sure that's nice and covered. I think it's a little thick, so it's actually pulling it off. I don't want any bald spots in there. Yeah, I think that little bit of blue is nice in there. This, I'd like to make that look a little more. I'm going to turn it upside down. Oh, sure. Let's not mess up our nice sky with the paper towel. All right, now, got a little right along there. I'd like to just make that less of a line. That's all I wanted to do there. Okay. Let's try and fix that. It's better where I had that paper towel on my glove that I did not notice. Okay. Let's see here. The only thing is, my question was, should I add more foamy bits in there, like I did up in here? I think it would benefit from some at least. Maybe not a whole lot, but I think a few in there would be nice. It needs some neat paint. Even just some little foamy things in here. Lighting all over the place here. Okay, let's see if I've got, just take another little dot of paint. Then we'll see what we have underneath. I poured off a lot of paint, so we might be able to get something out of there, like some rock paintings or something in there. We'll see in a minute. Let's see where we're starting here. Just over in here, maybe? And just down in here. I just want to do some little foamy things. Got some speckles here for one thing, some white speckles, so you can add some foamy patterns in there. Doesn't have to be anything major, just something. Break up that space a little bit. Oh, that adds some nice dark paint there. Just gonna mess around with this in there. Kind of create a few more patterns. I put in those lines, and now I just want to mess with those a little bit to where they don't look quite so much like just straight lines in there. There we go. I think I'm going to leave this. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see how that dries, but I think that's pretty good. Oh, thank you, Humor.